Hi guys, Pastor Janet here. I just wanted to come and make this video on flash fiction. Now we've talked about, the length of a novel, novelette, and novella. Now flash fiction, it sounds like, oh, this is something I would really want to do. We had it in school. It's very hard. Let me tell you, it's very, very hard. Flash fiction is writing a story that has a beginning, a middle, and an ending. It has a plot, suspense, but all between the amount of words, 500 to 1,000 words. And that is the hardest thing to do, guys, let me tell you, because it's hard because in the novel and the novelette and novella, at least you have a chance to develop the characters, a little bit, the plot and suspense and stuff. But in the flash fiction, you got to start off very quickly and usually start in the middle with something that's happened already, and then we're going to find out why it happened. But you still have to have a beginning and a narrative hook, a middle, and then how it ends up. Usually in flash fiction, it ends up with something that you never expected to happen, you know. And so like I had to write one in school, and she gave me the title of The Murder. So mine was The Murder. And so I had to write a flash fiction story between 500 words and 1,000 words. So mine was about a lady who killed her husband, and she was cleaning the house, trying to put everything away so they think her husband had gone and everything had left. And then she hears the sirens coming. Well, they don't really say sirens, but I said sirens coming. And she sees the car pull up in the yard, and she knows that she's going to be caught. And so she goes downstairs, and she's waiting in the kitchen, and the door opens and her husband walks in, and he says, "How did you kill me today, honey? Did I die peacefully, or am I going to be a long time being found, my body and stuff?" So that was my flash fiction story. That's the first time I ever tried it, and it was very, very hard. I'm telling you. Now they sometimes contributed to the short story, and Ernest Hemingway was good at that. Like Ernest Hemingway did one called it had a title on a beginning, a middle, and the end. Excuse this phone always rings every time I'm on here. Oh, well. Anyway, and so his short story, he said he could write the saddest short story ever of flash fiction. And he did. The title was For Sale, Baby Shoes Never Worn. And in flash fiction, they leave you to make your own decision of what happened. Like in that story, when I heard the title, it said, For Sale, Baby Shoes Never Worn. So I thought to myself, obviously, the person had something happen to their child. The child died. So they were selling the shoes. And so then we get the idea of what the story was about. But it's all summed up in that whole title. Baby shoes for sale, never worn. And so then you try to, as a reader, you want to figure out exactly what happened. And so in flash fiction, we're going to find out why they were for sale, that they were baby shoes, and why were they never worn. Obviously, something happened to the baby. So flash fiction, it's got to be complete. When the person finishes reading flash fiction, they should know everything about that story, even though it's very concise. And flash fiction is very concise. Let me tell you, guys, it is very, very concise. It's just something that you just have to work at. But I used to think that was the easiest thing to write. It's not. Let me tell you, it's not. It's hard to write flash fiction. But that was, so, and then we had to think of our own flash fiction story. So, just like titles. So I had The Bombing, breakfast table set, food still hot in the bowls, but not eaten. So now okay, just listen to that. Obviously, a bomb did something and happened to the people. They didn't even, were they dead or what? They didn't even get a chance to eat. The food was still in the bowl, but not eaten. So mine was bombing, table set, food in the bowls, not eaten. So you can try those yourself. Think of how, if anybody heard that title, bombing, table set, food in the bowls, not eaten. First thing that comes to your mind, obviously the building blew up. Something happened, and they were getting ready to eat, but they never had a chance to eat. So what happened? So you got the whole premise of the story right there. The bombing, food on the table, and still in the bowls, not eaten. So then we let the reader figure out. And when you're writing flash fiction, that's what you want to give hints along the way, but it still has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and a narrative hook to start off. Flash fiction is very, let me tell you, it's very hard to write, very difficult. People think, first, when I was in writing school, when they said, okay, we studied all these other stuff, and they said we're going to do flash fiction, 500, 1,000 words, I thought, hey, that's what I want. I said, now I can write a story real quick and be done with it. When I got it back, it wasn't good. It was not a good report. My teacher stuck to me. She said, you got to do this over. She said, I didn't know what was going on. What can you say? So when you write flash fiction, you have to have a narrative. You still got to have a good beginning. You got to have suspense, what's happening in the middle, and you got to have an ending that will satisfy the reader, or a punchline at the reader that will say, "Oh, I never expected that to happen." But it's all got to be done between 5,000 and 1,000 words. That's the trick, and that's a hard trick. Let me tell you, flash fiction is not easy. But like I said, Hemingway has contributed to writing something like that. They call it short story, they called it. He made a bet with his friends that he could write a very sad short story. And he did. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. So the readers already gets an idea of baby shoes, for sale, never worn. Something happened to the baby. What happened to the baby? So then you get the chance to tell the story in a concise. But the title kind of gives a hint. Like my title was Bombing. Food on the table, still in the bowls, never eaten. Hemingway's was For sale, baby shoes, never worn. So flash fiction is very concise, but still has to have all the elements of a story, beginning, middle, and ending. So that's flash fiction. You can study it more yourself. Okay, now I'm going to show you what I got on. So just hold on a minute. Okay, guys, this is what I have on today. I just have on this blazer that I got from Temu, and I put a lace blouse underneath it, and then I just put my gray kind of like bell bottoms, I call them, pants that came from Temu too. I have more to show you, so I don't have my shoes on today. Like I said, I'm just kind of resting. But anyway, so this is what I have on, so you can see it. It's a nice jacket. See, let me see if I can put my hair back here. I can show you. This jacket is very nice. See, it buttons up. See, so this is a jacket. Okay, I'm gonna get my button and get my hand caught on here. Okay, and then see, you can. It's got sleeves. Its sleeves are long. Let me show you. I just put them up because it's kind of warm in here today. Okay, so this is the sleeves. So you can see the sleeves. And put this under here. See. So you can see the sleeves like this. So you see them how they are. And this is just a lace top. But I love these pants. These pants came from Temu, two different sellers. I just matched the pants with the top. So this is what I have on today. So you can see me. So this is me. Okay, guys. Work on that flash fiction. Like I said, it's very difficult. But I want you to see my lace blouse too. Now this blouse, believe it or not, I got years ago at a Dollar General store by Bobby Brooks, I think it was. And it was so nice that I just liked it. So I thought, pair it with this. See, and you can pull the sleeves up if you want. See, like I can do this here. See? And then I can just So, this is me today. Okay, guys, work on that flash fiction. Like I said, it's very hard to do. But you really begin to see how well you learn to write when you can do flash fiction between 500 and 1,000 words. Then you're coming along very well. Okay, but this way I just wanted to show you what I had on. This blouse is just so nice. I really like this blouse. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye now.